Good morning. My name is Karen Scholl. I'm the Planning Operations Section Chief with the Alaska Incident Management Team. This morning we took command of the Monument Fire, and I'm here to give you your operational briefing. Additionally, we have CAL FIRE Team 5 is starting to work with us, and then I'll point out on the map where they're going to be engaged, and it'll take them about a day to get up on step, and then you'll likely see both of us up here giving updates starting tomorrow. So we've had about 2 days, day and a half, 2 days transitioning with CAL Team 5, and so pretty much what's happening out on the ground right now is we're continuing to engage and progress with the plan that they had in place. So we'll start over here on the west end of the fire. We've got a little bit of black line out on the fire, out on the very west side, around the 60 road. We're continuing to try and nurse this down real slowly and keep the structures in this area very safe while we bring fire down to our control lines on the N60 road. So things are looking good there, but it's a slow process, and we need to just be patient with it. So as we come around the horn, up in the Burnt Ranch area, everything's holding on the perimeter there, and we have engines patrolling along the 299 corridor between Big Bar through Del Loma and all the way out to Burnt Ranch. So we do have forces still in there ensuring that the structures there are safe. Up around the northwest corner of the fire, up on Ironside, the fire continues to slowly back down towards the New River. Continues to back and flank a little bit, and today with some different winds, we may see a little bit more activity as it flanks and tries to come down all the way to the river, both the New River and the Trinity. And we're developing some plans to look at old dozer lines from previous fires and open those up and try and secure the fire if it ever crosses those two rivers to secure the communities to the west, including Gray Ranch, Trinity, Odin, Salyer, and then Denny up on the north. So developing plans, we're utilizing what the previous team ideas and going and validating and trying to get enough resources to go and enact those plans. Moving across the top of the fire, everything's sitting pretty well in the old river fire. Had a little bit of growth to the north into the wilderness area yesterday, not too much, but a little bit of growth there. As we get over to the North Fork, there is a spot across the North Fork of the Trinity. It's about 50 acres. It's hard to make access in there in steep country, as you know. So we're taking a look at that, seeing what we can do. We're trying to access some crews in there to see what they can do, get aircraft up when we're able to try and hold it in check while we come up with a plan there. But as you know, because of the wilderness restrictions, there's not a ton we can do, especially with dozers and whatnot. So we're keeping a good close eye on that, and the implications there are for the folks along the East Fork of the North Fork that, we've got folks in structures all the way up towards Hobo to the north. And so we're in there, we're communicating, the structure's been prepped, and we're keeping an eye on what's happening there. Everything looks good in Helena, and coming around the horn, things are looking good. Everything was staying in place on the down out of Connor Creek and Red Hill area. Everything's looking good there. Fire's back down to the control lines that had been in place. And so last night and yesterday it was just a lot of work, just keeping eyes on that and making sure we weren't getting any spots out of that area. As we come around the horn to the southeast, this is going to be the new territory that CAL FIRE Team 5 will inherit. We're going to be helping with that transition today. Both our resources are out there. We're getting their overhead in. But they'll be essentially taking the southeast part of the fire. The spot fire that they that we had starting a couple days ago, that 10 acres across the river, that's been picked up and lined and is still holding in place, so no concerns right now for that. The fire along Dutch Creek area continues to back down the hill at its own pace, which is good, which is a nice backing fire, so we're not getting a lot of spot fires. The wind from yesterday was helpful because it was not coming out of the west, it was more out of the north, so that allowed the fire just to kind of back down. And we're trying to just let it come down to the control lines in a nice, easy fashion. With the winds yesterday coming out of the north, the big activity on our fire was all towards the south as it comes down off the mountains, out of the mountains and down towards Hayfork. So we did see quite a bit of growth there. A lot of these communities were placed either in a warning or a go. Farmers Ranch area, just south of Thompson Peak area. That fire is down right at the north end of those communities. So that's where the focus is today with the CAL FIRE Team 5 and us helping and providing resources to really try and hold what we've got in place here. It's going to be another windy day with a dry air mass, so we're expecting some activity in there. You should see a lot of fire equipment and folks in these areas just north of Hayfork, in Barker Creek area as well. We still anticipate that this fire will continue to move towards the south today, so you'll continue to see a lot of fire apparatus in that area. Coming around the last piece on the southwest part of the fire, everything's holding along the power lines that have been burned over the last couple days, bringing that fire down to our control lines. So that's all holding. We continue to work on opening up lots of old dozer lines around Pattison Peak and the Jeep trails there. Bunch of different dozer lines from previous fires. So we're taking a look at that. We're trying to get equipment around to do those types of improvements. We'll also have people out in Hay and Palm probably today, maybe today, but likely tomorrow, to really take a look to see what we can do out there in anticipation of the fire advancing if we get that strong northeast winds and we get spots that we cannot control. So over the next couple days, High and Palm, you'll start seeing some of our folks out there looking around and developing plans. Let's see, I think that's about it for the operational update for today. Again, tomorrow, likely 2 of us up here, and just so you know, even though some of the fire will be taken care of by CAL FIRE Team 5, we'll be working in concert, shoulder to shoulder. We'll be sharing resources and putting them where the resource need is the greatest. You guys know that there's a lot of fires out there on the landscape right now. There's minimal resources, so our priorities are the life safety and structures, communities, infrastructure, and we'll continue to move our resources around to those priority areas as we're waiting for additional resources to come in. All right, that's it. Thanks. Have a great day.